The afternoon sun was hiding behind dark clouds when my plane touched down early. I felt happy because the big deal I went for got finished faster than I thought. For 8 long years I worked hard every single day, building our company from nothing. Me and Derek, my best friend since we were kids, started a computer store together. Now we own 5 big shops across the state. I wanted to surprise everyone at the office with the good news. Taxi driver drove me through the wet streets. I watched the raindrops race down the window. My phone buzzed with a message from my little sister Maya. She sent a photo of her new painting. Smiled. Maya was 23, fresh out of art school, and worked as our company's designer. She lived in the apartment building right next to our main office. Life felt good. Really good. The taxi stopped at our office building downtown. I paid the driver and grabbed my black suitcase. Walking toward the glass doors, something felt strange. The parking lot was almost empty because it was lunchtime. But there, in my reserved spot, the one with my name painted on the ground, sat a bright yellow sports car. I knew that car. It belonged to Derek's girlfriend, Vanessa. My stomach felt funny. Why would she be here on a Tuesday afternoon? Derek told me last week that Vanessa was visiting her sick mother in another city. He said she would be gone for 2 weeks. I stood there, staring at that yellow car, feeling confused. Maybe she came back early because her mother got better. Maybe she just wanted to see Derek. I shook my head and walked toward the building entrance. Inside the lobby, everything looked normal. The security guard, old Mr. Wilson, waved at me from his desk. I waved back but didn't stop to chat like I usually did. The elevator took me up to the 3rd floor where our main office was. My footsteps made soft sounds on the fancy tile floor. Our company name, Tech Brothers Solutions, shined in silver letters on the wall. I felt proud every time I saw it. I used my keycard to unlock the front door. The office was dark and quiet. Everyone was out for lunch. Only the hum of computers filled the air. I walked past empty desks, past the break room, heading toward Derek's office in the back. His door was closed. A thin line of light came from underneath. I heard voices, soft voices, whispering. My hand reached for the door handle but I stopped. Something inside me said to wait, to listen. I pressed my ear against the wooden door. At first I couldn't hear words, just sounds. Then Vanessa's voice came through, giggling like a little girl. Derek's voice followed, deep and playful. They weren't talking about work. They weren't talking about her sick mother. My heart started beating faster. I stepped back from the door, feeling sick. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe they were just joking around. But then I heard Derek say something that made my blood turn cold. He said, "Your brother is so stupid. He believes everything I tell him. We can take more money next month. He'll never notice." Vanessa laughed again. She said, "What about my apartment? When are you buying it for me like you promised?" Derek answered, "Soon, baby. Once I transfer more funds from the company account. James is too busy traveling to check the books." I couldn't breathe. I stumbled backward, bumping into a desk. Coffee mug fell but I caught it before it hit the floor. My hands were shaking. My best friend. My business partner. The guy I trusted with everything. He was stealing from our company. And Vanessa, his girlfriend, was helping him. But wait. She said, "Your brother." Derek didn't have a brother. Unless she was talking about someone else. My mind raced. Then it hit me like a truck. Meh. My little sister Maya. Was Derek cheating on Vanessa with Maya? Well, that couldn't be right. Maya would never do that. She was a good girl. She loved her boyfriend, Tyler. They were planning to get married next year. I pulled out my phone with trembling fingers. I opened the camera app and switched it to video mode. I had to record this. I had to have proof. I crept back to Derek's door, moving like a mouse trying not to wake a cat. Through the small gap between the door and the frame I could see inside. My stomach twisted into knots. There, on Derek's big leather couch, 2 people were wrapped around each other. But it wasn't Derek and Vanessa. It was Derek and Maya. My sister. My baby sister. Her long black hair spread across his chest. His hands moved through it while he whispered things I couldn't fully hear. But I heard enough. I heard him call her tight, talking about some yoga pose she showed him. I heard her laugh and say, "You're so much better than Tyler. He's boring." Every word felt like a knife stabbing my heart. I recorded for 3 whole minutes. 3 minutes that felt like 3 hours. When I couldn't take it anymore, I backed away, put my phone in my pocket, and left the office as quietly as I had entered. Outside, the rain started falling harder. I stood on the sidewalk, letting the water soak my clothes. People rushed past me, holding umbrellas and newspapers over their heads. But I just stood there, frozen. My phone buzzed. A text from Derek. "Hey man, how's the trip? Miss you bro." I wanted to throw my phone into the street. Instead I called my lawyer Marcus. He was more than a lawyer. He was my mentor, the man who helped me start this business. Marcus answered on the second ring. "James, back early." His cheerful voice made me want to cry. I said, "Marcus, I need to see you. Right now. It's an emergency." Something in my tone made him serious immediately. "Come to my office. I'll be waiting." I grabbed a taxi and gave the driver Marcus's address. During the ride, I played the video on my phone, watching it with the sound off. Seeing it again made it real. This wasn't a nightmare. This was my life falling apart. Marcus's office was in a tall building made of glass and steel. I rode the elevator to the 15th floor, dripping water everywhere. His secretary took one look at my face and let me straight in. Marcus sat behind his huge desk, his gray hair perfectly combed, his suit perfectly pressed. When he saw me, he stood up fast. "James, what happened? You look terrible." I didn't say anything. I just handed him my phone with the video ready to play. He put on his reading glasses and pressed play. I watched his face change from confused to shocked to angry. When it ended, he put the phone down carefully like it might explode. "How long?" he asked. Shrugged. "I just found out today." But the way they talked. "It's been going on for a while." Marcus poured me a glass of water from the pitcher on his desk. "Drink this. Then tell me everything." I told him about Derek mentioning stealing money. I told him about Maya being involved. I told him about the yellow car in my parking spot. Marcus listened without interrupting, his fingers tapping on the desk. When I finished, he leaned back in his chair. "First thing, don't confront them. Not yet. If Derek is embezzling, we need solid proof. Bank records, transfer receipts, everything. Second, about your sister. That's more complicated. She's an adult. But she's also an employee. And this creates a conflict of interest." I felt tears coming, but I fought them back. "What should I do?" Marcus stood up and walked to the window. "Go home. Normal. Tomorrow, come to work like nothing happened. I'll have my forensic accountant start digging into the company finances tonight. We'll know exactly how much he's stolen. Then we'll decide our next move." Acting normal was the hardest thing I ever had to do. I went home to my apartment, showered, and changed into dry clothes. Then I drove to the house I shared with Derek. Yes, we were roommates too, which made this even worse. When I walked in, he was in the kitchen making dinner. "James, you're back." He rushed over and gave me a big hug. I wanted to push him away, but I hugged him back, feeling sick. "Finished early," I said, trying to sound happy. "The client loved our proposal." Derek grinned. "That's my partner. Always closing the deal. I made your favorite spaghetti with meatballs." We sat down to eat. He talked about boring stuff, the weather, a funny video he saw online, plans for the weekend. I pushed food around my plate, barely eating. "You okay?" Derek asked. "You seem quiet." I forced a smile. "Just tired from the flight." After dinner, I said I needed to sleep and went to my room. Alone in my bedroom, I finally let the tears fall. Silent tears that ran down my face like the rain outside my window. My phone buzzed. A text from Maya. "Hey big bro. Want to grab breakfast tomorrow? Miss you." I stared at that message for a long time. This was my little sister. I taught her to ride a bike. I scared away her bullies in middle school. I paid for her art classes when mom and dad couldn't afford them. How could she do this? I typed back. Sure. 8 a.m. at Joe's Diner. She sent back a happy emoji and, see you there. I put my phone on the nightstand and lay in the dark, staring at the ceiling. Tomorrow I would see her. Tomorrow I would look into her eyes and see if she felt any guilt. Tomorrow the real game would begin. That night I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them together. Around 3 in the morning I heard Derek's door open. Footsteps went to the bathroom, then back. The house went quiet again. I wondered if he couldn't sleep either. Maybe guilt kept him awake. Or maybe he slept perfectly fine, not caring about the person he was betraying. Morning came slowly. Gray light filled my room. I got up, got dressed in jeans and a t-shirt, and left before Derek woke up. The drive to Joe's Diner took 15 minutes. It was a small place with red booths and a jukebox that only played oldies. Maya was already there, sitting in our usual spot by the window. She waved when she saw me. I waved back and slid into the booth across from her. She looked beautiful, happy, glowing. My stomach hurt. You look tired, Maya said, reaching across the table to touch my hand. I pulled back slightly, pretending to grab the menu. Long flight, I said. The waitress came and we ordered pancakes for her, coffee for me. Just coffee, Maya asked. You always eat a big breakfast. Shrugged. Not hungry today. We made small talk while waiting for her food. She told me about a new art project. She showed me photos on her phone. I pretended to care, pretended to smile, pretended everything was normal. When her pancakes arrived, she poured syrup over them and started eating. Between bites, she said, Tyler and I had a fight last night. My ears perked up. About what? She sighed. He wants to get married this summer. But I think we should wait. Why wait? I asked, watching her face carefully. She looked down at her plate. I don't know. Just not ready, I guess. I wanted to grab her shoulders and shake her. I wanted to scream, Are you cheating on him with my best friend? But I stayed calm. I sipped my coffee. Maya, can I ask you something? She looked up. Sure, anything. I chose my words carefully. Are you happy? I mean, really happy with your life right now? Her smile faltered for just a second. Of course. Why wouldn't I be? Shrugged. Just checking. You're my baby sister. I want you to be happy. She reached over and squeezed my hand. This time I let her. You're the best brother ever. I'm lucky to have you. Those words should have made me feel good. Instead, they made me feel worse. We finished breakfast and I paid the bill. Outside in the parking lot, I hugged her goodbye. She felt small in my arms. Fragile. When she drove away in her little blue car, I stood there wondering how everything got so messed up. At work, I put on my best poker face. Derek was already there, sitting at his desk, typing on his computer. Morning, partner, he called out cheerfully. Morning, I replied, heading to my office. I closed the door and sat down, turning on my computer. An email from Marcus was waiting. Preliminary findings attached. Call me. I opened the attachment. It was a spreadsheet showing money transfers over the past 6 months. My heart sank as I read the numbers. $20,000 here. $15,000 there. Small amounts that wouldn't be noticed immediately, but added up. Derek had stolen over $150,000 from our company. Our company. The business we built together with our bare hands. I called Marcus. Did you see? He asked. I saw, I said quietly. What now? Marcus's voice turned hard. Now we build a case. I've contacted the police. They want to meet with you this afternoon. The police station smelled like coffee and old paper. Detective Rodriguez sat across from me in a small gray room. She was a tough-looking woman with short hair and sharp eyes. I showed her everything. The video, the bank records, the emails Marcus had uncovered. She took notes, asked questions, listened carefully. "This is definitely embezzlement," she said. "We can arrest him today if you want." I shook my head. "Not yet. I need to handle something first." She nodded like she understood. "Family is complicated. But don't wait too long. The more time he has, the more money he can move around or hide." I promised I would move fast. Leaving the police station, I felt strange. Powerful but sad. I had the power to destroy Derek's life. But did I want to? He was my friend. My brother. Except he wasn't. Not really. A real friend doesn't steal. A real brother doesn't betray. That evening, I invited everyone to dinner at my place. Derek, Maya, Tyler, and our parents. Mom was surprised by the invitation. "It's just Tuesday," she said on the phone. "You never host dinner on Tuesday." I laughed, trying to sound normal. I missed everyone. Plus I have good news about the business deal. That got her excited. "We'll be there at 7. I spent the afternoon cooking. Roast chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans, all Mom's recipes. The kitchen filled with good smells. Derek came home from work and saw all the food. "Wow, what's the occasion?" Smiled. "Just felt like cooking." He helped me set the table. We worked side by side like we had 100 times before. Felt wrong. Everything felt wrong. At 7 o'clock sharp, the doorbell rang. Mom and Dad arrived first, bringing apple pie. Maya and Tyler came 5 minutes later, holding hands. We all sat around the dining table. It looked perfect. Candles burning, good food steaming, family together. I looked around at each face. Mom smiling and happy. Dad already reaching for the chicken. Derek pouring wine into glasses. Tyler making a joke that made everyone laugh. And Maya sitting between Tyler and Derek, her face glowing in the candlelight. "Let's eat," I announced. Everyone dug in. Conversation flowed easily. Dad talked about his golf game. Mom mentioned her book club. Tyler described a funny thing that happened at his job. Derek bragged about a new client he landed. Maya stayed quiet, pushing food around her plate. I noticed she kept looking at Derek. Small glances when she thought nobody was watching. And Derek looked back. Their eyes met across the table and something passed between them. Something secret. "So James," Dad said, cutting into his chicken, "tell us about this big deal you closed." Put down my fork. "It went great. The client signed a 3-year contract worth $500,000. Everyone cheered. Derek raised his wine glass. "To James. The best business partner a guy could ask for." I raised my glass too, looking him straight in the eye. "To partnership. To trust. To loyalty." We clinked glasses. The wine tasted sour in my mouth. After dinner, while Mom and Maya cleared dishes, I caught Derek alone in the kitchen. "Hey, can we talk tomorrow?" he asked. "About the company finances. I want to go over some numbers." He tensed up just for a second, then relaxed. "Sure, no problem. Everything okay?" He nodded. "Just want to make sure we're on the same page about investments and stuff." He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "You got it, partner." The next morning I arrived at the office early. Marcus was waiting in the conference room with a stack of papers. "Ready?" he asked. I nodded, even though I wasn't sure I was ready for any of this. Derek showed up at 9, carrying 2 cups of coffee. "Got your favorite, extra cream, 2 sugars," he said, handing me one. We sat down at the conference table. Marcus pulled out the financial reports. "Derek," I started, my voice steady, "can you explain these transfers?" I pointed to the highlighted numbers. Derek leaned forward, squinting at the page. His face went pale. "What transfers?" Marcus spoke up. "The ones going to an account under your mother's name. $150,000 over 6 months. Derek's hands started shaking. Coffee sloshed in his cup. Those are. I can explain." Waited. He looked at me, then at Marcus, then back at the papers. "I borrowed it. For investments. I was going to pay it back." "Borrowed," I repeated. "Without asking me. Without paperwork." That's not borrowing, Derek. That's stealing. He stood up fast, knocking his chair backward. Come on, man. We're partners. What's mine is yours and what's yours is mine, right? I stood up too, facing him. Wrong. We have a legal partnership agreement. Everything is supposed to be transparent. You went behind my back. Derek ran his hands through his hair. He looked desperate. Crap. Look, I needed money for something important. I didn't want to worry you. For what? I demanded. For Vanessa. For her apartment. His eyes went wide. How did you? Who told you? I pulled out my phone and played the video. The audio filled the room. Maya's voice. His voice. Their words about stealing from me, about me being stupid, about buying her things. When it ended, Derek collapsed back into his chair. He put his head in his hands. It's not what it looks like, he mumbled. I laughed. Actually laughed. Really? Because it looks like you're sleeping with my sister while stealing from our company. Derek looked up, tears in his eyes. I love her, James. Really do. Just happened. And the money, I needed it to take care of her, to make her happy. Marcus made a disgusted sound. You're pathetic. I held up my hand. How long? How long has this been going on? Derek wiped his face. 6 months. We tried to stop. We really did. But we couldn't. 6 months. Half a year of lies. Half a year of looking me in the eye and pretending everything was fine. Does Vanessa know? Yes. Derek shook his head. She thinks I'm working late. She thinks. She doesn't know anything. I sat back down, feeling tired. And Tyler. Does Maya's fiancé know his girlfriend is cheating? Derek stayed silent. That was answer enough. I looked at Marcus. Call Detective Rodriguez. Tell her to come now. Derek jumped up again. Wait, please. Don't do this. I'll pay back every penny. I'll end things with Maya. Just don't call the cops. But it was too late. Marcus was already dialing. Derek tried to run for the door, but I blocked his way. Sit down, I said quietly. You're going to face this like a man. He sat. We waited in silence. 20 minutes later, Detective Rodriguez arrived with another officer. She read Derek his rights while putting handcuffs on him. He cried, begged, promised to make it right. I watched without emotion. This person crying wasn't my friend. My friend died 6 months ago. This was just a stranger wearing his face. As they led him away, Derek looked back at me one last time. I'm sorry, he whispered. I didn't respond. After Derek was gone, I sat alone in the conference room for a long time. Marcus came back with coffee. That was hard, he said gently. The hardest thing I've ever done, I admitted. But it had to be done. He stole from me. From us. Marcus nodded. What about your sister? That was the question I'd been avoiding. What about Maya? She was just as guilty as Derek. Maybe more because she was family. She knew how much Derek meant to me. She knew what this would do to me. And she did it anyway. I pulled out my phone and called her. She answered happily. Hey, what's up? Maya, I need you to come to the office. Right now. Something in my voice made her pause. Is everything okay? Just come. Please. She arrived 30 minutes later, looking nervous. I was waiting in my office. She knocked on the door. Come in, I called. Maya walked in slowly. She saw my face and knew. Somehow she knew. James, I held up my hand. Don't. Just don't. I played the video for her too. Watching her watch it was torture. Tears streamed down her face. When it ended, she fell to her knees. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I stayed in my chair, looking down at her. Why? Just tell me why. Sob. I don't know. He made me feel special. Important. Tyler is so boring, always talking about his job and his hobbies. But Derek, he listened to me about my art. He said I was talented, beautiful, smart. Felt sick. So you destroyed my business partnership? My friendship. You're ready to destroy your relationship with Tyler. For compliments. Maya cried harder. It was more than that. I love him. You love him, I repeated flatly. Does he love you? Or does he love what you can give him? A way to steal from me. Maya looked up confused. What are you talking about? I showed her the bank records. All the money Derek took. All the transfers. He used you, Maya. He got close to you to distract me. To keep me from checking the finances too carefully. And you let him. She shook her head frantically. No, that's not true. He loves me. He said we'd be together once he had enough money to start fresh. I laughed bitterly. Start fresh with my money. Did you help him? Did you know about the stealing? Maya's face showed genuine shock. No. I swear I didn't know. I thought he was saving up from his salary. I wanted to believe her. Part of me did believe her. But it didn't change what she'd done. Derek's been arrested, I said. For embezzlement. The police have him now. Maya gasped. Arrested. James, you have to help him. You have to. No, I interrupted. I don't have to do anything. Except decide what to do about you. Maya crawled closer to my desk. Please. I'll do anything. I'll quit. I'll move away. I'll never see him again. Just please don't tell Tyler. Please don't tell Mom and Dad. I looked at my baby sister begging on the floor and felt nothing but sadness. You should have thought about that before. Actions have consequences, Maya. You're 23 years old. Old enough to know better. She grabbed onto my desk. I made a mistake. People make mistakes. A mistake is forgetting to turn off the oven, I said. This was a choice. Every time you met him, every lie you told Tyler, every secret glance across the dinner table. Those were choices. Maya buried her face in her hands. I stood up and walked to the window. Outside, people walked on the sidewalk. Cars drove by. Life continued like normal. But nothing was normal anymore. I'm giving you two options, I said without turning around. Option 1, you tell Tyler yourself. Tonight. Everything. And you resign from the company. Maya whimpered. What's option 2? I turned to face her. Option 2, I tell Tyler. I tell Mom and Dad. Tell everyone. And you still resign. She stood up, wiping her face with her sleeve. That's not fair. Those are the same thing. Fair. I walked toward her. You want to talk about fair? Was it fair to betray your brother? To cheat on your fiancé? To help ruin my business? Maya backed toward the door. I didn't help ruin anything. I didn't know about the money. I believed her about that part. But it didn't matter. You're fired, Maya. Pack your desk. Security will escort you out. Her face crumpled. James, please. I'm your sister. I know, I said quietly. That's what makes this hurt so much. She turned and ran out of my office. I heard her crying in the hallway. Heard her gathering her things. Heard the elevator ding as she left. Then silence. That evening I went home to the empty apartment. Derek's room was dark. His stuff still there but him gone. I sat on the couch, staring at nothing. My phone rang. Taylor. I almost didn't answer. But he was a victim too. He deserved to know. Hey James, Tyler said cheerfully. Is Maya with you? She's not answering her phone. I took a deep breath. Tyler, can you come over? I need to talk to you about something important. His voice changed. What's wrong? Is Maya hurt? Just come over. Please. He arrived 20 minutes later, breathless and worried. I let him in and we sat in the living room. Where's Maya? What's going on? Tyler demanded. I handed him my phone with the video queued up. Watch this. I'm sorry. Tyler watched. His face went from confused to shocked to devastated. When it ended, he sat frozen. That's Maya. With Derek. He nodded. I found out yesterday. Tyler watched the video again. Then again. On the third time, he threw my phone across the room. It hit the wall but didn't break. How long? He asked, his voice cracking. Derek said 6 months. Tyler put his head in his hands. His shoulders shook. I didn't know what to say. Sorry seemed useless. We sat in silence for a long time. Finally Tyler looked up. His eyes were red. Did she say anything? Does she love him? I didn't want to answer, but I owed him the truth. She said she does. Tyler laughed. Horrible broken sound. We were going to get married. I bought a ring. It's in my car right now. I was going to propose next week at her favorite restaurant. He pulled a small box from his pocket and threw it on the coffee table. I looked at the box and felt my chest tighten. I'm so sorry, Tyler. He stood up. I need to go. You need to. I don't know what I need. I walked Tyler to the door. Before he left, he turned back. Thank you for telling me. I know it wasn't easy. Then he was gone. I closed the door and leaned against it. 2 relationships destroyed in one day. Derek and mine. Maya and Tyler. Plus Maya and I. My family was broken. That night Mom called. She talked to Maya. What did you do? Mom shouted. Maya came home crying. She won't tell me what happened. I explained everything. The cheating. The stealing. All of it. Mom went quiet. Then she said, you had Derek arrested. Your best friend. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Mom, he stole $150,000. But you're rich, she argued. You can afford it. Did you have to destroy his life? I felt anger rising. He destroyed his own life. And what about what he did to me? What Maya did to Tyler? Sighed. Maya made a mistake. She's young. She fell in love with the wrong person. You should forgive her. I gripped the phone tighter. Did she tell you it's been going on for 6 months? Did she tell you how they laughed about me behind my back? She's your sister, Mom said. Family forgives family. Hung up. I couldn't listen anymore. The fact that Mom was taking Maya's side felt like another betrayal. Did nobody care about what was done to me? My phone buzzed. Dad this time. Son, your mother is upset. Maybe you should reconsider pressing charges against Derek. I turned off my phone and threw it on the couch. I was done. Done with all of them. Over the next few days, things got worse. Maya told everyone her version. That Derek forced her, that she was a victim too, that I was heartless for not forgiving her. Some people believed her. Friends from high school called to yell at me. But some people saw through her lies. Tyler posted the truth on social media. He shared his side of the story. How Maya cheated, how I tried to protect him by telling him. People were divided. Half thought I was a hero for exposing the truth. Half thought I was cruel for not keeping it in the family. I didn't care anymore. Focused on the business. Marcus helped me restructure everything. We hired a new partner, someone I could trust. The company survived. Derek went to trial. The evidence was overwhelming. He pleaded guilty to avoid a longer sentence. He got 3 years in prison. On the day of sentencing, he looked at me across the courtroom. His eyes were empty. Defeated. Felt nothing. Maya and Tyler broke up, obviously. She moved back in with our parents. I heard she was seeing a therapist. But she needed it. Tyler moved to another state for a new job. Before he left, we met for coffee. How are you doing? I asked Tyler. He shrugged. Better. Some days are harder than others. I keep thinking about the life we were supposed to have. He nodded. I get it. Do you? He asked. Your best friend and your sister. That's a different kind of betrayal. He was right. Yeah, it is. We talked for an hour. About trust. About moving on. About whether you can ever really know someone. When we said goodbye, we hugged. Take care of yourself, James, Tyler said. You too. I watched him drive away and felt a little lighter. At least one good person came out of this mess intact. Time passed. Weeks turned into months. The company thrived. I threw myself into work, making more money than ever. But I was alone. Cut off Maya completely. Mom and Dad barely spoke to me. Derek was in prison. Tyler was gone. Even the friends who sided with me eventually drifted away. One cold morning, almost a year later, I was at the office going through emails when reception called. "Someone here to see you. Says she's your sister." Tensed. "Tell her I'm busy. She says it's important. Please." Decide. "Fine. Send her up." Maya walked into my office looking different. Thinner. Older. She wasn't wearing makeup. Her hair was pulled back in a simple ponytail. "Hi," she said quietly. "Hi." We stood awkwardly. She looked around my office, at the new furniture, the awards on the wall. "Place looks good. Thanks." More silence. Then Maya burst into tears. "I'm so sorry, James. I'm so sorry for everything. I ruined your friendship. I hurt Tyler. I let you down. I was selfish and stupid, and I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'm begging for it anyway." I sat down at my desk. "Why now? It's been almost a year." Maya wiped her eyes. "I've been in therapy. Trying to understand why I did what I did. Trying to become a better person. My therapist said I needed to make amends." I leaned back in my chair. "And what did you discover? Why did you do it?" She sat down across from me. "I was jealous. Of you. Of your success. Of how proud Mom and Dad were of you. Derek made me feel important. He chose me over you, and that felt like winning something." Her honesty surprised me. "At least you're being real now." "I destroyed my life," she continued. "Tyler was a good man. Threw that away. I can't find a job because everyone knows what I did. I'm living with Mom and Dad at 24 years old. I have nothing." Part of me felt satisfied hearing that. The vengeful part. But a bigger part just felt sad. "What do you want from me, Maya?" She looked down at her hands. "I don't know. I guess I just wanted you to know I'm sorry. I studied my sister." She looked broken. Remorseful. But was it real? Or was she just sorry she got caught? "I appreciate you coming here," I said carefully. "But I'm not ready to forgive you. Maybe I never will be." Maya nodded. "I understand. I just miss you. I miss my brother." Those words cracked something inside me. I missed her too. The old her. The Maya who painted pictures and laughed at silly jokes. But that Maya was gone. Maybe she never existed. "I need more time," I said. Maya stood up. "Okay. Thank you for seeing me." She walked to the door, then turned back. "For what it's worth, Derek and we're done. Have been since the arrest. He wrote me letters from prison, but I never opened them. I didn't respond. Left. I sat alone in my office, staring at the door she'd walked through, feeling something. Not forgiveness. Not yet. But maybe the first tiny seed of it. Months passed again. I dated a few people, but nothing serious. Trust was hard now. I kept everyone at arm's length. The business grew bigger. We opened a 6th location. Marcus retired and handed over his law practice to his daughter, who became my new lawyer. She was smart. We became friends. One evening, she invited me to a gallery showing. "Come on," she said. "You work too much. You need to get out." The gallery was in a fancy part of town. White walls, expensive art, people in expensive clothes drinking expensive wine. Felt out of place. Then I saw a painting that stopped me in my tracks. It was beautiful. Swirls of blue and gold, abstract but emotional. The little card next to it said, "Redemption by M. Parker." Parker was Maya's last name. For Maya. I stared at that painting for a long time. "Do you like it?" Voice behind me. Turned. Maya stood there, wearing a simple black dress, looking nervous. "I didn't know you'd be here," she said quickly. "I didn't either. Sarah invited me." I gestured to the painting. "Did you make this?" She nodded. "Started painting again few months ago. Therapy helped me find my creativity." I looked back at the painting. "It's really good. Thank you." We stood side by side, looking at her art. Other people walked past, chatting and laughing. But we were in our own bubble. "I've sold 3 pieces tonight," Maya said quietly. "Starting to make a living as an artist. Real living. Honest living." I heard the emphasis on honest. "I'm glad," I said and meant it. Maya turned to me. "I got a letter from Derek. From prison. He wanted me to ask you to visit him." I shook my head. "No." "I figured," Maya said. "I told him no too. Told him we both needed to accept that we destroyed something good and now we have to live with it." I looked at her. Really looked at her. She seemed stronger. More grown up. "You're different," I observed. "Therapy and consequences will do that," she said with a sad smile. "I'm working on myself. Being honest. Making better choices. It's hard but I'm trying." We talked for a while longer. About small things. Safe things. Her art. My business. Nothing heavy. When it was time to leave, we walked out together. On the sidewalk under the streetlights, Maya hugged me. "Let her. I'm still working on forgiving you," I said. "I know," she whispered. "Take all the time you need. I'll be here trying to earn it." We went our separate ways. But something had shifted. Maybe forgiveness wasn't something you give all at once. Maybe it grew slowly like a plant. Life continued. I saw Maya occasionally at family events. We were polite, sometimes almost friendly. Mom and Dad were relieved we were talking again, even if it was surface level. Tyler got engaged to someone new. I saw the announcement on social media. She looked nice, happy. I was glad he found someone good. Derek served 2 years of his 3-year sentence and got out on good behavior. I heard he moved to a different state. Started over with a factory job. We never spoke again. And honestly, I didn't want to. Some bridges once burned should stay ashes. I threw myself into my work and my life. Traveled. Learned to play guitar. Made new friends who didn't know about the drama. Slowly the pain faded. Not completely. Some scars stay forever. But it became manageable. A year after the gallery showing, Maya called me. "Hey, I'm having a small art show at my studio. Would you come?" Almost said no. But something made me say yes. The studio was tiny, above a coffee shop downtown. About 15 people were there, looking at Maya's paintings. They were all beautiful, full of emotion and color and life. Maya saw me come in and her face lit up. "You came." "I said I would," I replied. She showed me around, explaining each piece. I listened. Really listened. At the end of the night, after everyone left, we sat on the floor of her studio drinking cheap wine from plastic cups. "Thank you for coming," Maya said. "It meant a lot." I swirled wine in my cup. "I'm proud of you. For real. You turned your life around." She smiled. "I had to. I hit rock bottom. Only way to go was up." We sat in comfortable silence. Then Maya asked, "Do you think you'll ever fully forgive me?" Thought about it. Honest. I don't know. Some days I think I have. Other days it still hurts. "Fair enough," Maya said. "I forgive me some days too. Other days I can't believe what I did." I looked at her. "Why did you really do it?" "The real reason." She thought for a long time. "I think I was lost. Felt invisible. Derek made me feel seen. But that's not an excuse. Was wrong. Deeply wrong. I hurt people who loved me." He nodded. "Yeah, you did." "Can I tell you something?" she asked. "Sure." "Tyler reached out to me a few months ago. He's engaged now. Wanted to tell me himself before I saw it online. We talked for hours. He forgave me. Felt surprised. Really? Really?" He said holding on to anger was hurting him more than me. So he let it go. I absorbed that. Tyler forgave her. Could I? Did I want to? We finished our wine. I stood to leave. At the door I turned back. "Want to grab lunch next week? Like old times." Maya's eyes filled with tears. "Yes, I'd love that." Lunch became a monthly thing. Then weekly. Slowly, carefully we rebuilt our relationship. Not the same as before. That was gone forever. But something new. Something more honest. We talked about everything, her art, my business, family, life. Sometimes we talked about that terrible time. She never made excuses. I appreciated that. One day, over coffee, I said, "I forgive you." Maya looked up, shocked. "What?" "I forgive you," I repeated. "It took me 3 years, but I'm ready to let it go now." She started crying. "Thank you. Thank you so much." I reached across the table and took her hand. "But we can never go back to how we were. You understand that, right?" She nodded. "I know. I'm just grateful to have you in my life again at all." And that's how it went. We moved forward. Not backward. Forward. Into something new. The business kept growing. Hired more people. Opened more stores. Made more money than I ever dreamed of. But I learned that money doesn't fix broken trust. Success doesn't heal betrayal wounds. Only time and choice do that. I chose to forgive Maya. Not because she deserved it, but because I deserved peace. I chose to let go of Derek completely. No forgiveness there. Some people don't earn it. I chose to move on with my life. To date again. To trust again, even though it was scary. 3 years after everything fell apart, I met someone. Her name was Rachel. She was a teacher. Kind, honest, patient. I told her everything on our 3rd date. Laid it all out, the betrayal, the arrest, the family drama. "That's a lot," she said carefully. "Yeah," I agreed. "If you want to run, I understand." But she didn't run. She stayed. A year later, Rachel and I got married. Small ceremony. Just close friends and family. Maya came. She gave a toast. "To my brother, who taught me that love means holding people accountable and forgiving them anyway. Thank you for giving me a second chance." Mom and Dad were there too. They'd finally understood my side of things. Apologized for initially defending Maya. Our relationship healed. Tyler came with his wife. He and I shook hands. "No hard feelings," he said. "None," I agreed. Derek wasn't invited. He was somewhere else, living his own life, hopefully learning from his mistakes. I didn't think about him much anymore. The wedding was perfect, simple, full of love, real love, not fake promises. That night, dancing with Rachel, I realized I was happy, truly happy. The pain of betrayal had become a scar, still there but not bleeding anymore. Months turned into years. Rachel and I had a daughter. We named her Hope. Seemed fitting. Maya became her favorite aunt. She painted murals in Hope's room, animals and stars and dreams. Watching Maya with my daughter, I saw the person she'd become. Better, stronger, real. The business eventually sold to a big corporation. I made enough money to retire at 40. I didn't retire though. I started a new company helping young entrepreneurs. Giving back. Derek got out of prison and I heard he was doing okay. Working an honest job. Staying quiet. We never spoke again and that was fine. Some chapters close and don't need reopening. Tyler and his wife had twins. He sent me photos. They looked happy. I was genuinely glad for him. He deserved happiness after everything. Life moved on. As it always does. One evening, sitting on my porch watching Hope play in the yard, Maya stopped by. She sat next to me. "Remember when you said you forgave me?" she asked. "Yeah," I said. "Did you mean it? Or did you just say it to make me feel better?" Thought about it. I meant it. But forgiveness isn't a one-time thing. It's a choice I make every day. Some days it's easy. Some days I have to work at it. Maya nodded. "That makes sense. I forgive myself some days too. Other days I remember what I did and feel sick." "That's growth," I said. "Knowing what you did was wrong. Truly knowing it." We watched Hope chase butterflies. "She's beautiful," Maya said. "Takes after Rachel," I joked. Maya laughed. Then she got serious. "Thank you for letting me be part of her life. Part of your life. I know I don't deserve it." "You're my sister," I said simply. "That doesn't excuse what you did. But it means we keep trying." Maya hugged me. Real hug. full of gratitude and love. "I'm proud of you," I said, "for turning your life around, for becoming someone worth knowing again." She pulled back, tears in her eyes. "That means everything coming from you." Hope ran over, laughing. "Uncle Maya, watch me." She did a cartwheel. Badly. We both clapped anyway. Later that night, after Maya left and Hope was asleep and Rachel was reading in bed, I stood at the window looking at the stars. I thought about Derek wherever he was. Did he think about what he destroyed? Did he regret it? Did it matter? I thought about the younger version of me, the one who trusted everyone completely. That guy was gone. But maybe that was okay. Maybe losing innocence isn't always bad if you gain wisdom instead. I learned that people you love can hurt you, that trust is fragile, that forgiveness is possible but not required, that moving on doesn't mean forgetting, that family is complicated, that success without people to share it with feels empty, that choosing peace over revenge takes strength, that scars remind you where you've been but don't have to define where you're going. I learned that betrayal changes you, but you get to choose how. Can make you bitter or better, closed off or carefully open, angry forever or eventually peaceful. Chose peace. Not immediately, not easily, but eventually. And that made all the difference. Did you like the story? And which city are you listening from? Thank you so much for your sweet support. I'm looking forward to your comments on the story. On the screen you can see 2 new life stories that I highly recommend. There's so much more on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next life story with love and respect.